music scene. It's chaotic in the best way.
Unlike anywhere else.
These shows happen all the time. It's amazing.
Our original goal was just to be able to host shows and like have it last like as long as it could. I think just because like around UConn like there were a ton of house venues that like were operating and then they kept getting shut down by cops for like noise reasons and stuff like that, and it was just really missing. Like it was a very noticeable like absence of like local music stuff to be doing. So I think that was like probably half of why I started the venue, and I think the other half of why I started it was because like for me at least when I was there, it always felt like a place where I could like express myself and like dress however I want and stuff like that, and I think that was super important as well for like UConn's activities and stuff.
I was always really into like raves and like club music and like that kind of thing, and I always like I saw potential in like what that can like do for people, you know, because I feel like live music, at least like with the dog pound and stuff, like it is a really special place for people, you know. It's a place for musicians to get out their feelings and their emotions about the world, and it's also a place for people to come, you know, see them. That's also like within walking distance to UConn, which is huge because like, you know, a lot of people live there.
The dog pound is special because Alexa puts a lot of effort into trying to get every band. Every band gets a shot. She puts priority into that. There's a lot of bands who played here. Their first show has been here, you know.
I think we were expecting like 4 or 5 shows to like go off fine, and then something would happen where like we'd have to stop, you know. But no, it kept going. We kept making new shows. We kept meeting new bands, and it just kind of kept working, you know.
Literally like went into this just being like, okay, whatever happens happens. Like I'll be happy like if we can operate through Halloween even, you know. But just the fact that we've been able to like again like do so many shows, get all tons of amazing acts from like all over New England and like actually like the country, and then even just like, you know, throw as many shows as we did, I feel like was it's been really nice. I'm really happy about it.
I'm Dylan Harinda. Our band is called Ruby Leftstuff, and I play guitar and I sing.
I'm Tom. I play guitar.
I'm Eddie, and I play drums.
We all did go to this like music school called Downright Music. It was a like kind of after school, everybody gets together.
Hippie jam.
It's a bunch of hippies.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's the best place to play music. And we all just started playing music.
And they would have a bunch of like bands play together. And Tom wasn't in this one, but there was one show.
I was a teacher.
He was advanced. He was the advanced.
A little better than us. Eddie and I were playing at that show when there was like maybe like 20 people in the band, a bunch of like rotating people. It was really fun. We like had a really good time playing that show, and I was like, you know what? I should ask Eddie if he wants to start a band. And I asked him, and he's like, yeah, let's jam a little bit.
That was fun.
And then we started doing it forever and ever. ever since that day. We needed another guitar player. And we were like, I don't know who to ask. And we were like, Tom's like way too good. Like, no way he's ever going to say yes to
He's
jamming
busy
with
playing
us.
with the Beatles.
He's busy playing with like awesome people.
Yeah, the Beatles at the time. At the time, I was playing with the Beatles.
Back in the day.
Yeah. But yeah, they asked me, and I was like, yeah, of course, because I was like, it's always fun to play music with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are.
Here we
on this couch. I like making music because it is kind of like the one thing that comes naturally. You know, besides like playing sports and stuff, like this is kind of the one thing where I was like, I don't have to put all my brain power into doing it. Like I like reading, like if I have to read like a paragraph in a book that like I don't want to read, fucking no way, no cognitive ability, basically brain dead.
No willpower.
But if someone, but if someone's like play drums for 8 hours, I'm like, okay, no problem. So it was like definitely like, oh, I can do this, so I'm gonna do it all the time. And here we are a little bit with that.
I make music because it is art, and it is a true form of expression that is hard to tap into in a lot of other things. So especially as a person who writes a lot of the stuff. Like, it's a major outlet. Very good. Good for the soul and mind, and also because it's really fun, and I love my friends. Nice. Let's go. Let's go.
Writing songs is really fun because you can basically just take this like emotion, put it into a song, and then when you're feeling it, you just play it, and you're like, man, I wrote that. And that's kind of what I was feeling at the time. And it's cool, it's fun. And then you show it to your friends and then they make it way better. Someone cares a lot. Nothing's gonna change. I see was made for me.
We've met so many people and made so many friends from the music scene, but they live like hours away, like in different states. Or even like Ryan, for example, he lives like 45 minutes away in Madison. And it's the same thing with like Ruby Leftstuff. They live like almost like an hour and a half away up to like New Hartford and stuff. It's just like, you would have never crossed paths with like all these like interesting people if it weren't for music. And I think it's such like an interesting place to develop like socially. And it's just like such an open-minded community. I feel like people kind of change for the better.
There's good, passionate people and artists of all like backgrounds, which is really cool. But there is definitely like a lack of like motivation to play. I feel like for a lot of people, because you don't really get paid, and there's no venues to play, and a lot of, if there is a venue, like a lot of them are really like kind of like thrown together, someone's basement or some shit.
Definitely missing a lot of corporate venues, but the DIY people, I think they're keeping it alive, really. Otherwise, it would be so much worse.
I know.
Shout out like Dog Pound.
Yeah, true. Howard's Bookstore. I like that place.
Oh yeah.
That place is really cute. If there was ever a time in the world to find community and find people around you that think like you and that might even have your back, it's now. So finding friends and finding the people around you is very important.
The main thing with playing music is like developing the community that you can look back on and be like, "Man, I fucking rocked."
I'm Scott Bernier. I'm the bassist of Solgyres, and we're started with my sister and I out of New Haven, and then we moved to Stores, and that's where we expanded our band, and we're now a 10-piece. I make music personally for people to just come together and raise the frequency and move, people to dance, people to vibe to, and also for myself to vibe to it as well.
The music scene, it's chaotic in the best way. Like, you never know what you're gonna come across. It's fun to connect with other artists. It definitely changed me as a person to be a part of it. I mean, there's some challenges, but at the same time, it's really, it's fun. I like it. I love it.
A lot of community, and support for local music. I'm from Cape Cod. I grew up there, and there's none of that there at all. It's all just, if you're in a band, you got to play 3-hour sets that are all cover songs in a bar,
There's a really big cover music scene that I think Connecticut was kind of known for a really long time. So when I was first starting out, say like 10, 15 years ago, that felt really prevalent, and it was hard to get people to want to book original acts. But I feel like in the past 5 years or so, there's been such a, and maybe it's a post-COVID kind of thing, but I've felt an overwhelming appreciation for original music or original acts, and I feel like it's gotten better in the past 5 years. And in addition to that, just people wanting to hear original music and venues wanting to book that, I feel like there's a general camaraderie, not even genre specific, but certainly within the different genres, but just in general, original music acts, going to each other's shows and kind of helping lift each other up. And I think that's one of the coolest things about this area and Connecticut in particular.
Kids come out here to see original music, and they do it all the time, and that's really cool.
Why do I make music? I feel like I need to.
Seriously, yeah, it's like I need to do it to survive. It's like, because that's kind of like, it goes back to the question where, why did this band start? It's because I wasn't making music. I was like, I need to do this and I need to do this now. So I just, I put together, my best friends, and I was like, let's do this. We all have the same, goal here. We all want to make music for the same reasons, because we all are musicians, and that's just what we do.
We all collaborate, so we all put our ideas together. So if we're playing a song and we're like, nah, we gotta move this piece, gotta add this one in there. And then one of us are like, oh, we should add this lyrics here, and I'll harmonize her here. It's all like a nice little soup.
It's a soup, yeah. So Remedies is basically a soup, if you think about it.
My favorite thing that I push for is just big moments, building moments in a song that people get an emotional rush. That's one of my favorite things about music, is just how much it can make you feel, and I get that from a lot of bands from around here who just are able to just pull your strings and whatnot, and that's what I really hope people get out of it, is they understand what we're trying to put out there, and they feel for it.
Connecticut's definitely a mixed bag.
Yeah.
It's as far as music goes. It's
mixed
awesome.
bag. That's a good word.
A lot
I
of
just
good
think of
music.
the word mud with mixed nuts.
All right.
I don't really know why.
Like
Trail mix.
Trail mix.
Trail mix.
Connecticut
Yeah.
Or the Cosmic
DIY
Brownie.
is trail mix.
Cosmic Brownie.
Or Munchies. Munchies, it's got the Doritos in there.
We are Remedies is soup in a world of trail mix.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
We're the peanut
Understood
in the
that
trail
well.
mix.
It's not really a good word for it, but I feel like the scene is it's very incestuous. It's everybody that's in this band is in that band, and everybody that's in that band is in this band, and that's how it's all intertwined. People think of Connecticut and the music scene, they're gonna think of the hardcore scene, because it just goes back so far, man.
Right.
Anthrax, Tune In, all those old clubs were just the breeding grounds for everything that we know now to be American hardcore. community of people. It's more than the people who come to the shows and listen to the music. It's like family. It really is, you know? You meet people and you get to know people, and it's just like really, they really become like your family. If I didn't have this, and if I wasn't able to play these songs with these guys, I probably wouldn't be here. I'd probably be dead, you know. And that's dark, but it's weird to see bands that are like, oh, you know, we just do this and this is just a hobby. And for all of us, I know it's just out of necessity. It's just like these things, they just need to come out.
This is our outlet, and this is a community that we get to put back into for everybody, you know? And like he said again, if I didn't have this, I don't know where I would be. I have no idea where I would be.
Yeah.
My name is Joaquin Guen. I run something called Deadlock Productions, which is just a fancy way of saying I'm putting on shows. I've been doing it since about '96. Originally when I started, I was just in punk bands, and I started booking shows so my band could play. Because nobody liked us. And then fast forward a few years, was it about 2006, I opened up, I reopened a very famous club in New London called the L&G Club. That was where I made a lot of the connections that I have today. That club was very famous. It was there for 70 plus years before me. I mean, everybody from Nirvana to whoever played there back in the day. Ramones, everybody. Since I closed that down, I work with multiple venues all over Connecticut. This one, Cherry Street Station, being my favorite, honestly, out of all of them. To me, the underground, and especially DIY scene, is super important because for me, when I was growing up, it was definitely like a haven for me. You know, I started doing this stuff when I was probably like 14, 15, and haven't stopped since. I guess at this point, I'm considered a lifer since I'm in my late 40s. So. There's a very tight-knit community that comes out of growing up in this kind of community, and it becomes just as much like a family as a blood family.
Cry Havoc basically started and was formed out of Jesse and I being in another band before Cry Havoc. And we were in that band, Walking Disasters, for a couple years. 2 to 3 years, yep. Give or take. And that didn't work out, that broke up, but we just wanted to start another band because we both really enjoyed writing together. But we didn't have a drummer, so I gave Snydrock an old pair of drums I had, and I said, you can have these if you want to learn how to play drums, but when you get good enough to play, you have to play in my band. And here we are. That's pretty.
19 plus years later,
yeah,
here we
are. yeah, pretty much. But and then Marcel joined officially a few years in. But Marcel had always been with us from the get-go, even though he wasn't in the band. Came to almost every single show because we were all friends before we started. And then we added Marcel on rhythm guitar, and then John Lee came to us 2 years before the pandemic. 18.
December of 2018.
Yeah. So we needed a bass player. We were in between bass players, and we scooped him up, which worked out good because we knew John from playing in his other band, Dead Aces, which we had played with for, I don't know,
like 10 years, yeah.
Yeah. So when he had moved to Connecticut, he was the first person that we hit up because we'd already known him, and we knew the vibe, if you will, I guess. So this is like the only way we really get to still hang out for the most part anymore. It's the only time that we really have to see these guys is when we get together to do band practice or play shows or record or do whatever. So that's kind of like one of the, I won't say the excuse to keep doing it, but it's a really nice perk because I get to see the guys and stuff. But like, yeah, I mean, it's fun. I mean, you don't do this if you're not having fun. Like you don't do this if you're not having fun. But I don't know, for me, like, why? I don't know. I mean, I've always wanted to be in a punk band since I first heard punk music. I was like, I want to be in a punk band. And before I moved to Connecticut, I had tried to start a band and it never worked. It worked out. So I finally, when Jesse and I first teamed up with our previous band, then into this one, it's what I've always wanted to do, and it's the most fun thing to do. It's one of the few things that I actually think I'm good at doing.
I think
for at least everyone here, we can all say it's the best outlet. I have found I've been playing music for a long time. It's my favorite outlet. It's the best outlet that I feel when I'm done. I totally relaxed, just
at ease.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't want to say like I want everyone that hears us to love us, you know, but like
sometimes you want them to hate us.
I mean, kind of. I mean, yeah.
And the type of music we do,
Either or.
we know it's not.
It's abrasive music. It's not easy to listen to.
Yeah, it's underground. We're not making pop music. We're not trying to hit the charts. We're doing something we like, and it's raw. And we know it's not everybody's cup of tea.
Yeah, it's not for everyone.
Very
We know
underground.
that.
And we've had people tell us, "Hey, I'm not too crazy about you guys," and we're like, "Cool, you know, that's okay." You know.
We've played shows with people that when they're in a band, like in our first year, that we still see at shows we played today. You know what I mean? And it's its own weird little cyclical world. You know what I mean? But I mean, without that, I would have never met any of those people.
It's a good united scene, you know.
Oh,
It's
well, I
not
love
like
the scene.
one stabbing each other in the back and fighting the other guy. It's not like that in
Competition.
Connecticut. It's very friendly, you know. We're it's nice. It's a nice scene.
Same
you
with
know.
family too. I mean, I have a few tattoos on my arm of bands that we've played with.
Yeah.
You know, Sad Plan and M13, Two Fisted Law, and it's definitely left a lasting impression on me. So
There's really no competition. We all hang outside of work with each other.
We're very supportive of each other.
The evolution of like kind of like the scene around us, you know, that we're part of for Connecticut, it's always in like a state of flux, I think. There's always new places doing shows. There's always places that stop doing shows. There's always a new person booking shows. There's always new bands getting together or breaking up or going on break, or got people in one band starting a new side project. There's always stuff happening. So I mean, we could say like, oh well, over the years this place closed and that place closed and this band broke up and this guy isn't booking shows anymore. That spot's not open anymore. But for every one of those, there's like but this new band started, but this band started playing again, and this place is doing shows now, and this place reopened and they're doing shows again. So, you know, which I think you'll probably hear people in bands say in really any scene, that there's, in its own little world, things are always kind of in flux and in motion and stuff like that.
You know, definitely with the up-and-coming bands, they have a step over where we were when we were younger getting the music, where you had to go out and find it. You get a comp with 30 bands,
Yeah.
50% sounds the same. Now they're listening to so much more diverse music that what they're bringing to the table for us to see and is they're mixing music so much faster than we did. Where we all started as musicians, where we are now, they're ahead of us because they had more ability to listen to a much.
They're pulling in influences from a wider array than we were at the time.
You know, so
which makes their music more interesting because it's a more
Definitely.
diverse well to pull from.
And kind of add on that, you know, from the beginning of this band with the internet and the streaming services to now, we've reached a whole new audience we would never have reached. Like, we've sent merch, Shadi could probably tell you because he sends everything out, but we sent stuff to Poland, we sent stuff to Asia, that we're like, holy cow, can you believe somebody in, you know, Seoul, Korea wants a Cry Havoc record and a shirt? Like, this is awesome, this is so cool, and it's a humbling thing as well.
Playing live to me, that's the therapy session. That's how I deal with all my pent up frustrations about this or that, or my repressed emotions I don't talk about. So I scream and I jump around and I lose my shit for 25 minutes. And I can see how someone coming to a show for the first time might see that, but typically with us at least, I scream like a psychopath for like 2.5 minutes, and then in between songs I'm saying like the corniest, lamest jokes, and I'm like, oh, like, you know what I mean? That's just that's my time to get to work through that, to process all that out and get it out of my system, like letting the steam out of the pot before when it's boiling, you know. So I can understand how someone maybe walking to that first time is gonna be like, this fucking guy is fucking psychotic, you know what I mean? But like usually you come up and talk to me afterwards, like, you know, I don't know, I think I'm pretty nice, you know, but like pretty much it's so different when you go up and I'm like, yeah, I had to work through some stuff for 20 minutes, and now I feel better. Now I'm good, you know.
That's stage Johnny,
not
real.
maybe,
Johnny. Maybe a little less intimidating now that you can't cut your head open anymore.
Well, yeah. I used to
the same thing. Now you're not bleeding all over the place.
I would if I still could. I would. So I used to take the microphone and bash myself in the head with it, and I'd be covered in blood and everything. But I can't. It doesn't work anymore. Like I've got like all this like scar tissue built up in my forehead now, so it doesn't work. So that probably that probably has something to do with it for sure. Usually everyone always says they remember their first show, you know, and we've had a few people that said that we were the first show that they went to, that we still see at shows, and that's really cool.
I heard through the grapevine, a friend of mine said that this guy John Nolke has an art gallery and he wants to start bringing music there. And so I just popped over to the gallery and told him what I wanted to do. And he said, yes, let's do a show. So I booked like 6 or 8 bands and we packed the place and it went really well. And he basically was like, can you do this again? And he said, you can set up on Fridays and Saturdays. Here's a key to the gallery. So I just started booking shows. And then 2020 hit and we decided to buy this building and expand. This is where the first show at Howard's actually happened. Yeah, they set up right here. Yeah, it was right here. Everyone was down below. It was so awesome. Perfect. COVID.
That's sick.
Yeah, we had insurance for it. We first got the building to create a music venue and an art space. But quickly the town shut us down because we didn't have the right permits or all that. So he started putting books on the shelf and people started donating books. It kind of just became a bookstore by chance. And then a year later, we got the permits, so we started doing music again. So now it's a bookstore and a DIY music venue. It's an incredibly DIY space, and it invites anyone who is interested in wanting to play music and express themselves, especially in a place where not like most venues will like allow them to enter. There used to be a radio station here back in the day. We don't do cover bands here. This is all like original music. That's what we want to hear. We want like the real good stuff.
Sitting in the back of the cab, girl, I'm fainting. Had to leave the party, I was losing my patience. No, nothing's like it used to be. Thinking back to just you and me, baby. Just you and me, baby. Told the bitch I can stand you. I can't lie, I regret you. This is not what that hope. I can't lie, I regret you. Too gone to do what you think. Don't want to, I gotta leave. Too blinded, I couldn't see. Don't wanna hear my cries. Ignore your lies. I'm not surprised. Sing it with me. Told the bitch I can stand you. I can't lie, I regret you. This is not who I met. I can't lie, I regret you.
People are always searching for life, and that's kind of what this building brings. It's like people are just, we're looking for something to do, you know, just something that's so different than the normal day-to-day mundane thing. So you just come here and just do stuff. I don't know where else I would be like right now. Like this is like you can just kind of like be yourself. It feels like it's like a second home, you know, like you need this. This is where the music begins. This is where it happens. This is where the art is. Like, this is where the good stuff is.
My name is Pete, or Peter, or whatever you want to call me. I am a local artist, firstly, and then I also run CT sets to help promote artists and musicians, bands, venues, pretty much anything, small businesses, and I like being a part of the community and just kind of making things happen. The way that CT sets started, originally I was combining ideas that I had found as a local artist. Like, so I had found music promotion pages. Separately, I had just gotten into the local scene like right before COVID. So I knew of some bands and some venues like very vaguely, so I knew there was stuff going on. And I knew that there were music promotion pages on the entirety of the internet. And I wanted to promote myself as an artist, so I was like, what if I just made my own music promotion page? But I tried that and it fell through, so I'm like, okay, let's start smaller. Let's do local. So I did local bands, local music, stuff like that. And then within the first day, we had 50 followers. And by the second day, I had so many DMs that I couldn't keep up with that and school at the same time. So right off rip, I had to take a break immediately. But it kept kind of doubling and tripling and quadrupling, like exponentially getting bigger and bigger. So I just kept up with it, and now we're here. I think people hear Connecticut and they go, oh, it's like Fairfield, or Greenwich, so they look at that and then they hear hip hop and they're like, yeah, okay. But it's since there's a lot of diversity in like the populations and the different demographics in the different areas, it's not that. People think it's gonna be like, stereotypical or forced, and it's not. It's artistic and expressive. But there is a lot of like, oh, this is Connecticut, we're metal, we're punk, we're this, we're that, we're not rap, and so there is a lot of this might be the wrong word, but kind of like almost like genre segregation in a way, and I think that that's not how it should be at all.
I think this is one of those states, not that I can speak to any others, but from what I've seen growing up here, living here, and keeping track of the scene, I think it's very, very, very separated. I think you see certain music genres really succeeding as much as they can within the state, whereas others are not, which is, it's inherent to any environment that specific genres are going to succeed more than others. But the disconnect becomes extremely apparent at these shows that you go to where there's a lot of underground artists. And if we're being blunt, everyone's on the real same page. Everyone has the same struggles. If there's a band showing up to a show, chances are, especially underground ones, they're struggling to get their name out there. And it's the same as artists like me or him. Everybody thinks they're making different music. And that's inherent to artistry in general. If you didn't think it was unique, you wouldn't put it out there. But I see at these shows, these groups clicking together really specifically, and when they do interact, it's always positive. It really always is. Like, everyone's usually on the exact same page. But I think it goes back to that whole disconnect thing, that people aren't willing to work with each other, whether it be for, I don't need this idea, or image promoted, or even just, they just don't want to. And I oftentimes feel as if people would work together more frequently or on a more comfortable basis, there'd be a lot more growth to gain for everyone. While it might be in different directions, collaborating would, it always brings more listeners, followers, fans, community, personal connection with the listeners and people that support you.
Connecticut isn't a hip-hop place. It really isn't. You better be doing something fucking exceptional if you expect the people making great shit in New York to give a fuck about what you're doing. The people making great shit out west or in Houston to give a fuck about what you're doing. You better be doing something fucking good, because honestly, at the end of the day, nobody gives a fuck what Buddy from Connecticut has to say. A lot of people are flip-floppy and wish-washy. They don't show up to, show love to each other or even do anything to fuel the fire. Nobody's doing anything excited like making diss tracks or anything like that even. I mean, for example, people all kind of move in their own lane, and there's not really much of a community because the actual artists don't, create the foundation for a tight-knit community. If you look at places like, the West Coast in New York, all those motherfuckers talk to each other and shit. Maybe not all of them, but you know what I mean? There's a community, and they all kind of move together and work off of each other's thing. The Connecticut people are all in their fucking own lane.
Connecticut originally, on an education level, was one of those places, and it still is, where you get an amazing education to pursue the kind of things we're pursuing. But in terms of opportunity to practice these things on an artistic level, there's plenty of audio work out there, there's plenty of behind the scenes nerd work out there, but this is one of those places where, despite the training and opportunity for that education, there is very, very, very little room to grow, actually foster a crowd. And because of the kind of people that live in this state, in my opinion, it's not the kind of area you want to build up a crowd in, because this is one of those states where people come to retire.
All of the artists I know around here who I love and respect, which is way more than I'd care to admit. If they never leave here, they're likely never going to see success, because this is not really the place where you start up or you get attention. You start up and you get attention around here for stuff that's out of your control, like family wealth or opportunities that you missed out on, which also makes it kind of a really good, in my opinion, a really good environment for people to start getting into music, because not having opportunity makes you way more obsessed with it and way more fanatic over the idea of success itself.
There should be a conversation between everybody. There should be a community where people are, working together and doing things to elevate the sound in the community at large.
I started Shoreline Summerfest as a record release show for my old band. We wanted to come up with some sort of way to make a more interesting album release and doing a show that was a little bit bigger than kind of what was normally going down. More than 4 or 5 bands, trying to just get as many of our friends involved. We did it as sort of a scaled up version of just a regular local show. So we still did it inside, but we had some vendors and stuff outside. As we did that first year, I decided that the following year I wanted to get more vendors and try to do more community involvement. And then this being the 4th year, I've kind of emphasized that going on and on and on as we've gone. More vendors, more local business coming in, either as sponsors or just willing to help. More nonprofit vendors on site, pretty much just like amplifying the community aspect of the whole thing. It's grown to be something really big, and it's definitely the biggest event of its kind in Connecticut right now. Shoreline is important specifically because it combines the culture with the community. So you have tattoo artists like we did this year, adjacent type of vendors like illustrators who do maybe like more like metalcore type designs, things like that. It gives them all a place, all these small businesses or just people that run, that have a unique product or anything that can come in and kind of market their stuff to a core audience of like-minded people that are all interested in that stuff. I think that's probably the most important thing for the festival. Is I've always tried to put a focus the last couple of years on like supporting local business, and me running my own local business. Essentially, it's important for us all to help each other because we all just rise each other up when we work together. And that's kind of the whole model of Shoreline this year was, you know, everyone coming together and working together for the better of the Connecticut kind of DIY music adjacent scene and businesses.
You can't get this anywhere else. If you don't support this and want this to grow, it could die out, you know. This is hard to put together for people who aren't extremely rich or extremely popular bands. So supporting this, bringing this all together, it allows people like us to come together and enjoy our type of music.
I guess if you're an artist, don't give up on writing. Just keep at it. Don't be discouraged, because a lot of times, sometimes people look down upon artists, and for me, it's a way of life. Like, I do it because I have to. Like, I feel the need to create, and if you feel that too, just keep going.
Be creative. It's becoming lost. Don't let it be lost. Ever.
Do more, be more creative, get out there. Don't sit down and go, well, no, get out there and do it. DM everybody you know that makes music and invite them to collaborate. It will happen, trust me, and you will boost your community locally.
People should just go. You should just go, and you'll probably have a good time. It'll be a memory if nothing else. That's what I would say. Go to shows. Go to shows.
Do something. Give back. We're here. We're breathing. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Connecticut on top, always.
you.